Hi Mom and Dad, Merry Christmas. For your Christmas gift this year, I decided to do a cooking video for you. After learning that you were diabetic and having some trouble trying to figure out what to eat, I thought maybe I would offer up some cooking ideas to help you get started. And so this is probably about one or two videos, maybe more, but I decided to do, instead of looking up a recipe and trying to have you follow the recipe, to get you started at least sort of maybe thinking in the right direction, I decided to do a home chef meal kit for you. So I know you hate HelloFresh, but I figured I would, introduce you to something just to get you started, and then show you some alternatives, some substitutes, and what to do in the meal, and maybe some things to help you to get you going and thinking about what to do for your meals. So this video is completely unedited, or at least it's going to be, because I am not a professional video editor or YouTuber or anything. This is going to go on YouTube just to make it more accessible for you. So if I mess up or say anything wrong or pause or whatever, I'm sorry. But I'm completely doing this without stopping. So I will send you some recipes and some boxes, so it's something to get you started. And then I'm hoping to find the same ones. If not, I hope that maybe these videos give you a couple ideas. I wrote some notes on my cards and give you some tips and things that I do. So you don't have to follow these exactly at all. This is just maybe an idea. And I learned a few basic things about how diabetics eat. Essentially no sugar, little to no carbs, or no carbs, and low fat, high protein, grains, stuff like that. So maybe I can help you out just a little bit. So today I picked up the Home Chef Pesto Chicken Couscous, and I've got another one that I'm going to do for you, but that will be another video. So I'm going to just go ahead and start, because otherwise this whole thing is going to be really long, which is me standing here in front of this camera talking to myself, maybe yelling at the dogs occasionally, because it's unedited. Okay, so to get started, I will turn the camera here in just a second. I'm just turning my stove on, so it's ready to go. Okay, so this pesto chicken couscous is diced chicken with couscous, tomatoes, and bell peppers. So I know couscous is a pasta, it's a carb, so I would probably maybe get rid of the couscous or eat just a small amount of it. But you can substitute couscous for brown rice, not white rice, but brown rice, and then quinoa or barley or any type of wheat instead of the couscous. And then you can make it the same way. When I substitute the HelloFresh meals and I'll do brown rice instead, I add the same ingredients to the brown rice as I would have to whatever they provided. I mean, I sort of use HelloFresh as just like a basic meal, and then I do whatever I want to it to make it what I want. And I don't care if that's what it's meant to be. It's what I want it to be, because you're right, their meals are a little too small. So I have to beef them up sometimes, or make them better, because I like other things in them too. Yes, lots of vegetables, grains. So this one in particular has parsley, mirepoix broth concentrate, which is already made for us, 2 Roma tomatoes, pesto, basil pesto, which is already made, couscous, which I'm going to use couscous in my recipe or today, because I'm going to eat couscous, but like I said, you can substitute it for brown rice, a lemon, yellow bell pepper, and diced chicken breast. So we've got, I've already did the mise en place, so you didn't have to worry about seeing all of that. But I have bell pepper and tomato, and then the parsley, which will be combined later into a sauce. I did lemon zest. So this recipe doesn't call for lemon zest, but whenever I do pasta or even just rice, it comes out really buttery, and I like to add the lemon zest to it to give it a little bit more flavor, especially if lemon is already in the dish. And then there's green onions. These are the whites that they ask you to save. And then green onions, the diced. And then they send couscous. And they also send this mirepoix broth concentrate. And then because I'm actually going to be doubling this, and I have some chicken broth that I grabbed from HelloFresh. I don't always use all the ingredients in HelloFresh, so sometimes I have some leftovers of stuff because I'm like, I don't want to do that today. I'm going to do this instead. Like I said, it's more of baseline. And then I've got regular salt and pepper. Yes, reduced stickers, yes. I like reduced, it's cheaper, especially with all these prices going up. And then garlic, because I love garlic and a lot of things. I know what you're gonna say, why don't you chop it by hand, but it's a lot of work. This is already there. Yeah, it's better. And then some diced chicken. And then I always use olive oil when I cook. Olive oil is, we always used olive oil in culinary school, but olive oil is a healthier version than vegetable oil. But I will tell you that I also use corn oil too, because it's essentially good for your heart. And then I have some water. So we'll just be putting all of these ingredients together, and I will be turning the camera over to you, or I'm sorry, over to the stove so you can see that. So yes, me unedited. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall off here. Oh, can you see it better? Yes, unedited. Okay, so here's the stove. This big pot over here is tamales that I'm making for you guys and everyone else that wanted some. So yeah, it's hogging up a good portion of my stove. So I've got this on, and they always tell you that when your oil's hot, your pan's gonna start smoking. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I also test it by kind of putting my hand over it and seeing if it's hot that way. So the recipe asks you to put the bell peppers and tomatoes in first. However, I don't like mushy tomatoes, and these tomatoes will get very, very mushy, especially since we have to cook the couscous in here. So what I'm going to do is get it started with the bell peppers. And this is just on a medium heat. You can always turn it down, but I do like to cook mostly on medium heat. Don't like to burn things and don't like things to take forever. And I apologize if you can't hear me very well, but turn your volume up because this is unedited. All of these videos will more than likely be unedited. So we've got the bell peppers, and then it also asks you to do the green onions. So we're going to let that cook for a little bit. It's asking you to just kind of cook it a little bit until it's soft and translucent. And then I'm going to let it cook just a little bit. And then I'm going to add the garlic. Because if you add garlic, sorry, the dog's in the background. If you add garlic too soon, you're going to burn your garlic. It's going to cook fast, way faster than it's going to cook, your vegetables are going to cook. So I'll let that steam for a little bit, and I'll actually put a lid over it to help it go faster. And then I didn't grab a spoon for the garlic. Let me go do that. Yes, unedited. I was watching this YouTube video once, and it was back when Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were doing their whole trial thing, and I was watching this girl on YouTube kind of do this media coverage of it, and it was a live stream, and she's like, wait, hold on, I have to pee really fast. And she was gone for about 5 minutes, so you're looking at her chair and her background basically for about 5 minutes. I'm like, really? So I kind of feel like if she has that flexibility, then, you know, maybe I have that flexibility to grab a spoon. So at this point with these recipes, you can always add more, like more vegetables. If you had more bell peppers, you can add more bell peppers to this, or you can add other things. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking broccoli, but this is going into the couscous. But you can always do something on the side. You can do salad on the side, you can do broccoli on the side. Vegetables are just really, really great in general, especially for diabetics. And then you can do squash. Spaghetti squash is really good too. And you could substitute spaghetti squash for pasta. You just cook it in the oven and then shred it with a fork when it's done, and that'll be your pasta. Or, yeah, your pasta, and then you add the sauce to it, and no carbs. Really good. I can already smell it. So it's starting to look a little translucent, just a little bit. I'm going to cook it down just a little bit more. So, I have been wanting to do videos like this for a long time for you guys, but just with school and stuff, I don't always have the time. I would like to do them as often as I can, maybe do some baking videos for Vivian. I know she would probably enjoy that, but I'd like to do them as I can. It's not set in stone, I suppose. But yes. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas, even though I wasn't there. Okay, so this is tough talking and cooking because this is not done. I usually doing 10 things at once. I let this sit for a little bit, and then I'll go and change out the laundry or feed the dogs or something quick and easy, and then I'll come back and stir it and whatever I need. But this is definitely like, so what you got going on? This is where people edit their videos. You know, they stop and then it's cooked, they come back. So, yeah, that ice storm the other day was pretty rough. We got stuck, iced in. Our whole driveway was just like a sheet of ice. And then the neighborhood, we live somewhat, I mean, you guys have seen this, it's somewhat on the bottom of a hill. So anyone trying to go up it would slide their back tires and just slide back down the hill. And watched one guy in a big white truck try to do it, and he was like, whoa, and he slid back down and then turned back into his driveway. So, yeah, you're not going to make it there, buddy. And then one car, Louis caught the tire tracks of it. Not it actually happened, but the tire tracks. Someone almost hit our mailbox. So, I mean, I was like, I don't care. That planter box has been hit so many times, it's got to replace at this point. So, yeah, I haven't done that yet, Dad. I will at some point, but I have not yet done that. But yeah, so we went out in a little adventure trying to gauge where we might try to go, you know, gather up some confidence, at least for me, and go. And I just slipped and fell on my butt several times. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I can hear it sizzling. So I'm going to stop right here since I'm going to add some water to it and turn it into pasta. But before I do that, again, I apologize if you can't hear me. Turn up your volume. I like garlic, so I'm going to add a lot. Yeah, there you go. And you don't have to add this much. It's not even in the recipe. I just like using garlic because I love garlic. So I'll help you guys then. I hope this video is entertaining as it is learning, educational. So I wait until the garlic becomes really, really fragrant. You can do this until the garlic starts to brown, but you gotta be careful. Garlic has a very quick window, and it just burns right away. You have to be to watch it, to be very quick with it. So after we do this, let me look at my directions here. I'm gonna have to follow directions. So it's adding we added all the vegetables. So it's asking you to stir in the couscous. Yes, don't burn garlic. Don't burn garlic. I will rescue you. Don't burn. Let's seduce. I think this would probably be the time to put the music on, but I was kind of worried that a lot of people in their videos they have music, but I was kind of worried that you wouldn't be able to hear me talk since I'm such a soft-spoken person anyway. So I decided against music. So, just play something in the background, maybe sing to yourself if you're a little bored. So I'm going to stir that up, so it looks like, like that. You can see that. And then we're going to add the water. Since I doubled the couscous, I doubled the liquid. So don't forget that. If you have to double anything and add water or liquid or seasoning to it, don't forget to double it. Actually, I really like that HelloFresh adds extra seasoning and extra spices and extra sauces because their meals are essentially enough for 2 to 4 and like 1.5 really, but they're always really good about providing enough liquids and stuff and spices. But yes, if you ever come across doubling, just don't forget to double water, butter, things that are in the recipe that they're asking you to do. And then it's also asking us to add the mirepoix base. Don't cut over the pot like I almost did, because you don't want your snippings to fall in there. So Mom, did you crochet anything new for Christmas? I see you post lots of stuff on Facebook about crocheting. I see a lot of cool stuff. Louie's Boss crochets. She's really good at it. Kind of maybe one day want to crochet a gingerbread house. Wouldn't that be fun? So I'm adding chicken broth. This is the chicken broth I stole from HelloFresh. You can add regular chicken broth if you like. You don't have to add chicken broth. I just added it for more flavor. Okay, so I added all of this. And then it asks us to remove the burner and add some lemon juice. Cover and set aside. Oh wait, I skipped a step. You have to boil it first. But I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, because you're adding salt and pepper in layers. Don't forget that when you cook, you add salt and pepper in layers, and that helps you build flavors. Not just salt, but other flavors when you do that. So I'm going to give this a little stir. And then it only cooks for 6 to 7 minutes. Switch these out. Put it back on medium heat. Cover it. I will check it because it's pasta. It'll more than likely stick to the bottom. Okay, so in this pan, I've got it going on medium heat. I'm actually probably going to put it on a lower medium heat because these pans burn or cook a lot faster on a higher heat, obviously. So this pan is going to have the chicken. So it gave us a bunch of cut up chicken, and then I took an additional 2 chicken breasts and just chopped them up to go with the recipe. So a lot of times I find with HelloFresh, excuse me, or even Home Chef, their proteins and their carbs just aren't enough. So those are the two things that I usually bulk up the most when I'm trying to make enough for Louie and I. Or sometimes I'll just do 2 meals together, like, hey, these pair well together, I'll do both of them. That is a little bit more work. I would probably more or less suggest bulking this up. And I know you say, why buy these? That kind of defeats the purpose. I buy these as meal ideas. I don't even have to think about, what am I going to do for dinner tonight? Oh, I have to buy this because I don't have that. Or, you know, how am I going to cook that? That cooks a little differently than this does. Or whatever. It's just there to help give me some ideas, some dinner ideas, something to get me started. And like I said, I usually end up switching ingredients out, doing steak instead of chicken or whatever. It's just there as, for me, in my opinion, it's just there as a guideline. Something to make my dinners a little bit easier. And I don't cook these every single night, just testing to see if it's ready. I don't cook these every single night. I only get 3 meals a week, and it's about $60. Yes, I know you're probably saying it's more expensive, but actually these are way cheaper. They're probably about maybe $40, $50, probably about. Forgot where I was going with this. Yes, unedited. But I will substitute or add ingredients in. So I'll bulk up my chicken, I'll bulk up my carbs, I'll add more pastas. So instead of couscous, if I don't have my couscous, I'll do rice, or I'll do pasta with the same sauce. That sounds really great. Like this one's with a basil sauce. You know, I think I have a little bit of basil in the freezer, or a little pesto, excuse me, in the freezer. I'll just pull that out and add to it. So, just hopefully something like this. I'm not trying to encourage you to say, hey Dad, you should get on a meal kit delivery service. You should get on Home Chef. You should do this. I'm not trying to say that at all. I'm just trying to give you ideas to get you started in a direction. So from what I understand, this is getting hot. From what I understand, the more protein you have, the easier it is to help break down the carbs and the sugars that you have in your body. And it's more of like a slow rise in elevation, because not everything is going to raise your blood sugar, but like you said, in moderation, if you do, or grains that are high fiber, whole grains will help break down those sugars a little bit better for you. So yes, definitely increasing your proteins, reducing your carbs, but substituting them for a healthier carb would be good. Okay, so talking a lot because I don't like dead air, especially in a video. So this is hot enough. So I'm going to add my chopped chicken, as the recipe says. I'll stop the burner so it's not too hot in my face. Our chefs are like saying, yeah, you hear that sizzle? It means your pan is hot enough. And your pan gets hot enough when it starts to smoke. Obviously you don't want it to burn, but when you see a little bit of smoke or you can smell the oil, that's when it's ready. Look at this in the trash. Hello, yes, welcome back. We're checking our fish here. It's barely starting to simmer. I have a feeling the chicken will be done first before that. But, oh, I didn't even set a timer. Oh, darn it. So, the great thing with couscous is that once it absorbs the water, you know it's done. You just gotta keep checking on it. But yeah, I forgot to set a timer. I'm not worried. Okay, so we're gonna use a spoon for our raw chicken. And we're going to salt and pepper it. Remember, we're building flavor layers here. And I'm probably, because I love garlic, I'm gonna add a little bit of granulated garlic. Because I love garlic. Yes, this is garlic powder. You can add, like sometimes I'll even add smoked paprika, or chili, or some kind of unique spice that I don't always use. And that's fun, that just kind of livens it up a little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna let that cook for a minute. And then while that is cooking, let's see, I've got the tomato. I should probably add the zest into this pretty soon. Although it says when it's done, I want you to add lemon juice. So maybe I think when it's done, I'll add the lemon juice and the tomatoes. That way my tomatoes are too soft. So yeah, I'll put this in the sink. So let's go ahead and add our lemon zest. And this just came from the one lemon they provided. I didn't add any extra. Just gonna add a nice little lemony flavor. They didn't ask for this, but I felt it was a nice addition. I mean, they gave me the lemon, why not? Stir it. Things are starting to stick to the bottom a little, so you gotta watch it. Hopefully, if you don't end up following these meal kits or these directions, hopefully at least you find some sort of amusement in these videos. Hopefully. Okay, so while this is cooking, we're gonna do our sauce, which is just a pesto sauce that they've somewhat provided. So let's see, I think it's chopped parsley, the pesto, and half of the lemon. So we'll add, and this is the sauce for the chicken. Oh no, I needed that spoon back. We'll just use a tiny spatula instead. I love these little containers. I've saved them, although I don't use them for anything. I still love them. I think they're so cute and so cool. But only Home Chef does these. HelloFresh doesn't use these little tiny things. They're HelloFresh uses like little plastic bags and stuff. But I love these little things. I'll figure out one day what to use them for. Okay, so then I know what you're going to tell me. You're going to tell me I need to move my camera to a different place so you can see all of me. But I'm not professional, so that's what you got. And if anyone thinks about giving me a camera, don't. Because it will not encourage me to do this. It'll be like, oh man, you guys wasted your money. So I'm just juicing this lemon. And then it also gets juiced into there, but I'm going to hold on, obviously, like the recipe says. I bet if I was a professional photographer, video maker person, I'd be following myself all over the kitchen. I'm kind of glad that I don't. I'm not going to edit these because I don't have time to figure that out. This is what you're going to get. But like I said, maybe it's more for amusement. I'm going to stir the chicken. Chicken's cooking nicely. There's quite a bit of chicken here. This is definitely enough for Louie and I. May even be some leftovers to take to work the next day. Okay, so we've made green onion. So you've got the basil pesto, the lemon juice, and the parsley. So now we're going to add the green onion. And darn it, I need another spoon. Oh, you know, I'll just use that little spatula that's still sitting here. I thought I was prepared. I was trying to be prepared, but I guess I'm not. So we're just gonna stir this. Doesn't look as wonderful as I expected. It'll be amazing, I'm sure. Oops, I'm boiling. Boiling, boiling, boiling. If you start boiling, obviously you're gonna turn your heat down a little bit. But I'm gonna let it boil without it being covered, because I do want to reduce some of that water. That's just a me thing. I'm sure some cook would tell me, oh no, you're doing it completely wrong. Well, you know, you're not here, it's not your kitchen. If you're good at cooking, if you enjoy cooking, you can kind of just do whatever you want. Baking is more of a science, but cooking is not. You can do just about anything you want when you cook. I mean, if you're the only one that's going to eat it, right? With practice, it takes time, but I enjoy cooking a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially on my holiday breaks from school. I just love baking. I get excited and I pick out all these recipes that I want to do, and I'll spend just a day or two just doing all of that, and then I'm like, I'll try it and be like, oh, I should have done this, because, you know, every baker's critical of their work, and then I'll try it and say, okay, here you guys go. Taste it, eat it, do whatever you want to it. I'm done. Maybe I'll save a few slices. I suppose I'm also trying to be a little bit quiet, because with Dottie, anyone that talks a lot gets her immediate attention. She's like, what? You're talking a lot? There's a party going on. We're excited. Let's do this. And she'll be jumping all over me. So I'm trying to, as I'm doing this, I'll try to maintain my tone. So our chicken is almost done. I see a tad bit more pink here, so I'm gonna hold off. Couscous is looking good. It's reducing, it's just about there. Okay, what else does this card say? So, cook until chicken reaches internal temperature 165. You can waste your time and use the thermometer to do that, or you can just check for pink. There's a pink right there. There's a pink right there, so I'm gonna let it cook for another minute or two. I'm sure it'll be done. You can also cook it until it's dry as the Yuma Desert. That's great too. You got a sauce to go with, so it won't be so bad. And then make the sauce, add the chicken to the sauce, toss it, and then it's essentially plating it from here. And then it's bon appetit. I kind of think that the home chef meals taste way better. The meals are a little bit more creative, and they taste better than HelloFresh. HelloFresh I find, only because I don't always get the chance to pick what I want off their website. HelloFresh is a lot of the same thing, which is why a lot lately I kind of tend to do whatever I want with it. Like, I'll show you, for example, let's see, don't always do what they're asking for. So, in order to make enough food for this meal, I'm getting another box tomorrow, so I wasn't really concerned. I stole from this one. It's the mozzarella chicken. I was like, oh great, it has couscous, it has more chicken. I'll use the carrots some other time, the mozzarella some other time. I got like a dozen pounds of panko, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But I stole from it. One last recipe to cook. especially since we have a lot of holiday leftovers, the tamales that are existing here, and then the we did rib roast for Christmas dinner, so we still have some of that left over. I would say our chicken is pretty much done. Yeah, and then couscous is nearly there. Was that 6 to 7 minutes? I mean, this video is already at 35 minutes. I wanted to make this as short as possible, which is why I did a lot of the mise en place first, a lot of the prep first. But obviously I have to wait until it cooks. So I apologize if this video is long. Oh, you know what I forgot to tell you? I forgot to tell you the amount that was in it. I mean, they provide everything for you. You don't have to measure anything. But if you were to recreate this, which I was almost pretty sure I was able to find the exact same recipe on the Fry's website. So hopefully you get the same thing, then you can follow along in this video. If not, you're not contractually obligated to follow it. If you really want to know and make this on your own, I could send you this card, or just take a picture and say, here's the ingredients. Yes, that would work. Okay, since the chicken is done, turn it off. Uh-oh, I don't know if you can hear Dottie. She hears me talking, so she's like, what are you doing? I'm gonna go ahead and add the sauce to it. This will more likely not be enough sauce for all this chicken. Probably, in my opinion. But that's okay. It'll still have the flavor. It'll be a little bit light, but it'll still have the flavor that you want. Especially if you adjust it with a little bit of salt. You'll still have that flavor. Or, like I just said, I have some pesto in the freezer, which I did not pull out for this video. I didn't even think about that. I should have. But, oh well. Well, you know, kind of looks just like the picture. Looks like there's enough. They do tend to be a little heavy-handed with their sauces. So yeah, that's the chicken. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'd say that's good. This is a little bubbly. Couscous, if you cook it any longer, it will stick to the bottom. But if you're doing this with rice, turn this off. Hold on, my goodness. Is that my tamales? It is a massive pot. Oh. Do you have water? My senses smell something burning. Add a little bit more water to that. And then check these soon. Okay, back to this. All right, so this will definitely thicken up, especially between the time that you serve it, plate it, will definitely thicken it up. If you leave it sitting here, the couscous will burn to the bottom. So this is, it still has a little bit of liquid in it. Kind of looks like mac and cheese when it's first done, like that consistency. Okay, so I'm gonna add the tomatoes like it asked for at the very beginning. And then I'm going to add the lemon juice like I asked for. And I usually, once I layer my salt and pepper, I usually don't taste it when it's done like some chefs tell you to do. I figure while I'm eating it, if it needs salt, then I'm going to put some salt in it. Some recipes, like HelloFresh has gotten really good about asking you to add like a tablespoon of salt, while others kind of make a guess. But it's in the trash. I layer my seasonings, it's usually pretty good. If not, then shoot, I will add some salt and pepper when I'm eating it. Alright, so since I added the lemon juice, it did make it get a little bit watery. So we're going to turn that up to reduce some of the water. Always want to clean up after yourself when you're cooking. I find it way easier to do at the end of the night when you clean up after yourself. You clean as you go, you have less to clean at the end of your night, less to clean at the end of all of this. I know people that will make this gigantic mess while they're working and then have this huge mess to clean up afterwards. You know, if that's how you do it, then you do you, boo. That's just been a really silly, stupid saying that I've been hearing a lot, so it's kind of gotten stuck in my head. So when people ask me something or they do something, I'm like, yeah, you do you, boo. Whatever. Okay. Put this over here. Don't need this anymore. Don't need the olive oil anymore. It looks like it's just about done, so I'm going to grab a plate. Yeah, you're right, I should have grabbed a plate. Saved myself some time. Next time I will be more prepared with more spoons and a plate. Oh wait, no. That one's a little dirty. Much better. Yeah, my dishwasher's not that great. Plus the soap. Yes, I bought some soap on Markdown. It's not that great. I'm trying to run through it. Oh, Coucous sticking in the bottom. You hear that? Adding all that extra liquid to it made it a little soupier. This is just about done, I promise. Oops. I know cooking videos aren't this long. I wonder how they do it. I wonder how they can stand there like Rachel Ray, stand there while it's cooking. Like, literally I have to stand here and wait for this to cook more than anything. And they're doing it live. I'm sure they have like already made stuff that they just pull out and be like, here you go. This is the end result, just for time's sake. Some of them don't. Maybe they just cook it on super high heat. Cook, damn it, cook. You will cook. So, yeah. I'm going to order. I haven't done it yet because I wanted to make sure and get the videos done first. But I'm going to make sure and order the Home Chef kits, a couple of them for you guys, just to get you started. Hopefully, this will get you thinking in the direction that you need to go. Maybe you like them, you can stick with them. They're at Fry's, so you can buy them at Fry's. They're, I think, $16 for a dinner, which is actually pretty expensive, but I get tons of coupons. And, oh sorry, I was drinking water. And I usually don't buy these unless I have coupons for them. And the coupons are like $2 or $3 off, which they're already cheaper than HelloFresh, but that makes them even more cheaper. You're probably asking, why don't you go with this instead of HelloFresh? I thought about it once before, but my store doesn't have the greatest variety. They have like maybe 3 varieties of meal kits, and they run on those 3 varieties for like 2 or 3 weeks. And so I suppose, I mean, HelloFresh does have a better weekly variety. But yeah, anyway, it's been a pinch. This is definitely starting to stick to the bottom. It's getting a little soupier. Geez, with all this liquid, it's really making the couscous runnier. See why I didn't add the tomatoes in the beginning? Ooh. All right, I think we're gonna go ahead and let's just do this thing really quick. And go ahead and plate up the chicken. Well, you guys probably can't see that. Let's move it onto the stove. I'd say that much looks good. It's enough. And then this guy. I'm gonna get a spoon. It's bigger. Yes, I'll be more prepared with spoons. So we got a bigger one. So yeah, probably about that much couscous and maybe a little bit more. All right, so it's served in a bowl, so it looks better in the picture than it does here, but yeah, there you go, that's what I made. All right, well, thank you for watching, as they say on YouTube. Please subscribe and like the button, but yeah, you don't have to do all that. This video is just for you guys anyway, but I'm just joking, being silly. This is the end of the video. Alright guys, well, I love you and look forward to doing more videos with you guys. Perhaps I'll work on my camera angle so I don't have to be so close to the microwave, you know, burn something standing so close to the stove. So yeah, that's about all I can think of. If not, I'll just add more in the next video. Alright, bye guys, thank you for watching. Love you.